everyone, and welcome to tonight's story time. I hope you had an amazing week, and I hope you have ready your fluffy blankets and your cup of tea. Yesterday and today you voted Norman the silly slug, and I might read The Princess and the Sleep Stealer another time. This sounds like a nice book. So, Norman the Slug with the Silly Shell by Sue Hendra. This is the cover of the book. Very shiny, sparkly, as you can see. So this is Norman. Norman the Slug with the Silly Shell. Norman the Slug thought snails were great. "Wow," said Norman, "look at them! They are amazing!" So this is Norman the Slug, and these are the snails. They have got shells. Norman hasn't got a shell. But unfortunately, the snails didn't think Norman was great. Whee! Crash! "Norman, you silly slug," they cried. "You've spoilt our fun. This only works if you've got a shell." Norman felt left out. Sadly, he skulked off into the moonlight. Norman couldn't play with the other snails, so he left. "If only I had a shell of my own," he sighed, looking at his reflection. And that's when he had an idea. "Maybe I could have a shell after all," he thought. Norman came up with an idea. Let's see what's his idea. But finding a shell was not easy as it seemed. One was too bouncy. One was too noisy. And one was already taken. Norman needed time to think. So he couldn't use the ball because it was too bouncy. He couldn't use the clock. It was too noisy, and he couldn't use the apple because there was the worm inside of it. But he came up with an idea. Ta-da! A shell! He found this beautiful, colorful donut. It was perfect. Norman had never been happier. He could join the snails at last because he had a shell. The donut was Norman's shell. Very clever. Norman loved being a snail, and the snails loved Norman's silly shell. Here they are having fun, playing together, having fun. But the fun didn't last for long. Suddenly, there was a loud flapping of wings. "Look out, bird!" cried the snails in panic. "Quick, Slither for your lives or we'll end up as supper. While they were playing, a bird came. But the bird was more interested in Norman's silly shell. It looked delicious. Norman was being carried up and away, higher and higher into the sky. What could he do? So the bird took Norman up into the sky. Norman did the only thing a slug could do. He made slime. Lots and lots of it. With a slither and a sluther, a slip and a slide, Norman was free. Norman managed to escape thanks to his slime. But he was falling faster and faster and faster until he was falling off from the sky until plunk! Norman, are you okay? Asked the snails. Wow, said Norman, that was great. I love flying. If only I had wings. Norman actually enjoyed flying, and now he wants some wings. But he's a snail. He cannot have wings. Or can he? Ta-da! Now Norman can fly. Norman is very clever. A genius. The end. I hope you enjoyed tonight's story time, and I hope to see you next Tuesday. Good night.